Here with reaction, the editor-in-chief of LifeZette, Fox News contributor, nationally syndicated radio host, Laura Ingraham. I talk about the alt-radical left. Who are these people? Occupy?
Yeah.
Right? Occupy?
Yeah.
They are
Occupy Wall Street.
MoveOn.org. Black Lives Matter. Pigs in a blanket fry 'em like bacon. What do we want? Dead cops. When do we want them now? Weren't they embraced by both Hillary and Obama? Does that make them alt-radical left, meaning the president and Hillary?
Yeah, the nomenclature is so tedious. It's used to demean and dismiss the viewpoints of more traditionally focused Americans, Sean. And I'd throw in La Raza, the Mexican-American Legal Defense Organization, MALDEF. There are a whole bunch of amnesty groups that are loosely connected that have the same goal, which is to essentially eliminate any border enforcement in the United States and bring about kind of a borderless North America. That's their ultimate goal. They say it's just, things like immigration reform. But when you really dig into the more radical statements of some of their founders, it's much more reliant on an America that ceases to exist as we know it, that allows people to come and go without any question about legality.
You watch the media, they're like sharks, and they're now circling. They've been exposed as colluding with the Clinton campaign.
Yeah.
97% in the MRC poll said that did not impact their vote, although most people now recognize media bias and journalism is dead, as we have discussed a lot. But they're ready to pounce over Ivanka's bracelet. They're ready to pounce that he went out with his family for a hamburger and didn't notify the press. I think it's only going to get worse. How will this impact Trump's decision-making for the cabinet and people that he hires? Because they're going to look for any little thing that maybe somebody said or did in their past.
Well, if past is prologue, it won't have any effect on what the president-elect is going to do as far as decisions on the cabinet. He was hammered throughout most of the election cycle, most of the primaries, and certainly in the general election. I mean, there wasn't a day that went by when there wasn't some attempt to, take down the whole Trump apparatus. But he didn't really change his approach all that much. He kept his focus for the most part, with a few exceptions, on the pledge to the American people that he was going to change the path that we were on, away from the old establishment order and to a much more populist, pragmatic approach to both foreign policy and domestic policy, where we finally get our economic house in order, at least start down that path. We enforce our borders. We get rid of Obamacare. Start to dismantle this massive federal government, Sean, that keeps ballooning in Washington. And all these attempts to cut waste, fraud, and abuse over the decades haven't really amounted to much. We need this government cut back. We need it trimmed back. We need a scalpel. We need a meat cleaver in some cases. But yeah, it needs to be cut back. Can I say something about the protesters, just briefly? When you go back to Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, and I know you've talked about it so well on this show over the years, but there's that one rule that says that the protests have to be relentless, and they have to be so disruptive and so constant that they change and disrupt the normal order of things. And you can never have any conversation between the protesters and their opponents. The opponents of the protesters always have to be described as evil, immoral and evil. So that's what's really playing out in this very organized effort to disrupt the normal course of whether it's commerce or traffic or even schools to some effect. Yeah. And it's straight out of Saul Alinsky. I mean, this is a Saul Alinsky pattern.
When you went to Dartmouth, did you have a cry room? Did you ever color in coloring books or play with Play-Doh or get hot cocoa from your professors? Any of that happen?
No. I was causing trouble at the Dartmouth Review when I was editing that. So they had other knives out for us at Dartmouth back then, but now it's really gotten much worse from the mid '80s. Sean,
it's
now.
They've got a cry room. What is a cry room? What is it?
Come on.
I don't know what it means to cry. Can you imagine I come on national TV, Obama wins in 2008. I fought my heart out to inform the American people he would be horrible. I end up being right. I wish I wasn't. Yeah. And I came on the air with the dog to comfort me and have somebody, a producer, bring me a hot cocoa and a coloring book.
Yeah,
a coloring
remember,
book, Play-Doh?
No, yeah, they bring Play-Doh, coloring books, Legos. I mean, we're infantilizing adulthood, Sean. And remember, masculinity itself is considered a threat on college campuses.
Yeah, that's
masculinity, you know, a guy's guy, no, you can't beat it. That in and of itself is microaggression. And so you have to rein in all the masculine, pronouns. You have to get rid of all that. And everything has to be gender norms so everyone feels all the same.
May I please have permission to kiss you goodnight? You say to your date.
Exactly. Isn't that romantic?
That's so romantic. Would you like to come into my cry room and color with me? Great date.
No.
All right.
No.
Thanks, Laura.